Hey, how are you? It's been a minute, okay? It's been a minute. Anyway, I just wanted to pop on really quickly. Happy New Year, it's 2021, ready to rock and roll. Anyway, I just wanted to just pop on because I was gonna do a quick face anyway, but I was like, well, maybe let's do a quick face together. You know, every now and again you'll get those moments where you're like, oh, I would love to get dolled up, but short on time, short on energy, short on whatever. If that's the case, let's see what we can kind of pull together in give it 15, maybe 20 minutes. All right, ready, set, go. Okay, so I am freshly washed and moisturized from yesterday. So I am going to, well, last night rather. I'm going to start off with one of my favorites, of course, witch hazel, and just kind of like clear my face of, whatever residues left. I've really trying to been working on not touching my face a whole heck of a lot because, that's how you get all the icks, the yucks, the whatever in your pores. But in this case, this is freshly slept on moisture and all of that. Please disregard the ickies and whatnot on my face. Okay. All right. So even after sleeping, we're like, so yeah, keeping your hands off of your face, super, super, super important. Okay. Now that that is all set, let's bring the moisture back to the face. I always start with my trusty aloe. This is by Holika. This is just the Aloe Soothing Gel. I use it on my face. I use it in my hair. Their line, and I don't know how long kind of they've been about, but I do know as of recent I've been starting to see more pieces of their line. So like they've got like a face wash now and all of that. I just like using aloe for the soothing properties. It starts a really, really good moisture base for my face. Next thing I want to do, usually I use my sunflower sweet serum by Ayele & Co. In the evening. So I think I want to substitute that serum for another. So let's do so many serums, so little time. You know what, let's go in with the ordinary hyaluronic acid. This stuff is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. If you have not heard of the brand, The Ordinary, they've got so many cool skincare products. They've got makeup products, but the best thing, next to the fact that they're highly effective, is that they're highly affordable too. Really, really, really changing the game here in the makeup and skincare world, and for those of you who are like, oh, I can't afford all this high-end stuff, please check them out. Okay. All right. Hyaluronic acid is on, and you can kind of, I don't know if you can kind of see, but I'm starting to build up that moisture. The last layer that we're going to do before doing any kind of like priming, I want to finish off the moisture with my peach soothing jelly. I really want to keep this light, because I'm at home, I'm not going anywhere. This is purely for TikTok and photo purposes only. But usually if I was going outside, I would do my Murad, which has SPF in it, to make sure that I'm not exposing my skin to any of the ookie gookie stuff. Okay. All right, that's all done. So next thing we're going to do, you know how I roll, we're going to pop on the brows. I actually picked up, and I was so excited about, you can ask my bestie, I was like, they're out of stock, I need to get it, I want it, I have to have it. Boom. The Anastasia the Brow Freeze wax. Now this is supposed to, because now that we're, you know, every so often we all decide, new brow craze. Right now we're on to the feather brows, which are cool. They are absolutely cool. But in order to achieve this, you have to kind of have your brows like laid first. And this Brow Freeze Gel is to fit that bill. To make sure that your brows are up, they're held, they're staying in place. And then you go right behind it with a brow pencil, brow pen. I have the NYX Lift and Snatch, and that's what I'm going to do to kind of fill in the rest. But this is to achieve kind of a more, I don't know, I don't necessarily want to call it a more natural brow, but it really is in, if you take into consideration what the Instagram brow used to do. But anyway, so here's what the wax looks like, and you just kind of take your spoolie and, you know, pick up a little bit here. And I'm going to be working kind of off camera here, and then I will show you what we've got. But basically all I'm doing here is just starting at the front of my brows here and brushing kind of up and out to set the framework. Now, the first time I tried this, I was a little bit underwhelmed, but I think a part of that is because I wasn't starting with a clean face. I had makeup on, and because I had watched a few, like, look at that, meow. I had watched a few tutorials of people, you know, doing their full face of makeup and then slapping this on, but my brows were like, sis, what are we doing here, honey? What are we doing? Because, you know, it's up to your personal preference, but I prefer a naked skin to put this on, because that way there's not layer upon layer upon layer of product that these brows can't adhere to. Ooh, that side's a little rough. This side I like. This side I'm gonna work on here. To get this going, I'm just going to pick up a little bit more wax and lay that down. Okay, so this is kind of like the feathering that we're looking for. The next thing is to kind of fill in those sparse areas. So right at the edge here, I kind of have, I don't know, they're just not as full as I kind of would like them to be. Also, I like my brows to have a very, you know, defined shape. We got to have a direction. We need to know where we're going, what we're doing, who all gonna be there. Anyway, so I'm going to take this. You see how fine that tip is? Look at that. So I'm just going to take these and draw like little brush strokes through my brows. Just to kind of give it a little bit more volume. I love a good thick brow. I think though, so you can kind of see, I've just, you know, filled that in to, you know, bring a little bit more dimension. I am kind of missing the full-on structure of the brows that I used to do. So right now I'm just trying to outline. Yeah, I don't like that. But that's okay. We're already in, so we're just going to keep going. We're just going to keep pushing, and kind of see where it ends up. Yeah, it's not bad, but it's not my fave. The other thing I need to do, because your brows should kind of start, I know we talked about this in a video before, but they should kind of start somewhere just at the edge of your nose. So we're looking at somewhere about right there. And about right there. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to keep filling in, really focusing on making these strokes exceedingly light. And then if you get anything too heavy, because I am typically fairly heavy-handed, you just kind of go back in with the spoolie. Yeah, you see, so that's a little bit heavy. I'm going to let that dry down, and then I'm going to go in with my spoolie to kind of break that up a bit. And now on to the other side. We're going through on the other side. I got friends on the other side. Anyway, it's been a minute since I've sat down to kind of do my makeup. I've really been just trying to focus on, just with everybody in the pandemic, just making sure that the household is well and that things are kind of getting taken care of. But, as I realize, a part of that is, taking some time for yourself. We all owe it to ourselves to make sure that, our own needs are met. And it's not just like, well, do I have food to eat? Which, obviously count your blessings, because there are those out there who don't even have those basic necessities. But what I'm referring more to is just, just your overall mental health. Like, how are we doing? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you loving yourself? Are you, taking enough time to just appreciate, kind of all that we've been through? Because this last year has been a lot. There have been a lot of people losing loved ones. Oh boy. All right. And it's been really difficult. I've been fortunate enough to be home and not be kind of out there exposed to what's going on. But boy, I know for a lot of people it's been a struggle, and just taking that time to really just focus on yourself and just kind of give yourself that give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Things happen, but when you take time out for yourself, it really does make a difference. So, okay, so I'm not loving this side, to be honest. This side is kind of, it's okay. This side I'm not loving, but if by the end of this look I haven't really just, gotten completely, over kind of what it looks like, where we're at, I will just go back over with my dip brow. But I've gone through this side, both sides rather, with a spoolie, just to kind of bring it all together. But this side is kind of giving me the blues. So, anyhow, we'll keep on pushing. Keep on pushing. Not every brow look is for everybody. I may go back to just doing my regular Insta brows, because I love those, if we hadn't already established that. Okay, that's as much as I care to kind of do right now. All right, so next up is, I'm going to do a little bit of eyeshadow. I'm not going to go, too heavy in on a look, because we're trying to make this an easy peasy lemon squeezy kind of deal. So I'm going to be working with my Tarte's Pro to Go. Just got a couple cute little shades, and usually when I'm doing like a really quick look, the first thing I always do is just kind of fill in that midline here. Usually I'd go in with like a concealer or something, but again, this is just a quick, easy peasy look here. Gonna go into this midline right here and just kind of buff some color in there. Okay. And Just kind of get that going here and make sure that we're evened out on this side. Okay, nothing fancy. I am going to take this kind of lighter shade here and just kind of pat that onto the lid. So just underneath what we filled in, we're going to pat that on too. Okay? Creating like a nice little neutral base, you know, nothing fancy. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a take my brush and just use this kind of darker color. I'm going to go back in some here in this corner pocket. And I'm going to bring it down into the out of the corner and down closer towards the edge of the lid and a little bit into the crease. Not all the way over, but no more than midway. Just make sure that I get that really kind of filled in there so it gives the eye some definition here. Okay. And from here, I think I may, because I'm not totally in love with the depth. I usually like to go a little bit deeper. So I may pull from another palette to get like pick up like a black or a really, really like chocolatey brown to fill that in. But you can kind of see where we're now creating some depth and definition. Yeah, I'm going to do that. This probably would have worked better if I had primed my lids, but you know what? Neither here nor there. So let's pick up, let's see. What do we have here? No, Afrique doesn't have a close enough color. I'm not going to use that. Let me see. Ooh, I've got my 3503 Fierce by Nature from Morphe, and I'm most certain, they've got a ton of like chocolatey-ish colors that we can choose from. Today, I'm going to pull from Domination because despite what we've started out with, I'm going to dominate this look. So I'm just going to kind of warm this up here. And kind of changes the depth of the shade here. And then I am also going to pull off of this palette the shade Jolt, which will hopefully give us the jolt that this look really, really needs here. Okay. Now we're cooking with oil. In comes my daughter. Everybody say hello, Layla. Goodbye, Layla.
Bye.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. You can see, like, you know, kind of that depth that creates. It just kind of adds a extra pop to the lid. But what I want to do in the center is going to be something dazzling, sparkling, but, you know, nothing, you know, super ostentatious. So, well, I wouldn't be me if it wasn't a little ostentatious. So, anyway, back to the Tartiste Pro to Go. I am going to pop the color Boss on the lid and just gently kind of tap that that neutral that we put on the lid. So I'm going to carry it out to kind of where I just outlined with that Jolt color. And now I'm going to take Hype, which is a little bit brighter, and pop that right in the corner on both sides here. Now, I am going to take another brush, just a nice like medium, like fluffy brush, and just kind of blend that crease out to make sure that we're not creating any harsh lines. I'm going to blend this corner up. Blending the crease. All right, so it looks like we might be a little bit past our goal time, but that's okay. That's all right. We did spend 3 minutes moisturizing and chatting, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of a reprieve. Okay, from here, we're just going to put on our primer. I'm going to use the Plump and Prime from Too Faced. A couple of pumps there. Get that all over. And I am going to use, I think today we'll use the Tarte Double Duty Beauty. And get a couple squirts here, and just the excess I just kind of like to put in other areas on my face I'm not using too much. Now, you can kind of choose what you want to do as far as application. I have a brush, that had a silicone sponge on the end of it, which I thought was pretty cool for application. It is eluding me at the moment. So, next best thing, I'm just going to use my silly sponge. So, just going to blend as best as I can. Just going to get this product all over first, and then we're going to kind of target the areas that need a little bit more of the coverage. So as you can see with the silly sponge, you kind of have to be careful with the amount of product you use because it doesn't absorb any of it. It just kind of moves the product across the skin, but it does not actually pick up any and absorb it. So just bear that in mind if you have these, or if you ever were interested in one. I don't know how popular they are anymore, but they used to be fairly popular when they first came out, because you know, a lot of people were like kind of fed up with the, oh, this is taking all of my makeup, and you know, you're having to buy more constantly because your brushes and your sponges just absorb them, but